Yeah, we bring reviews of your house, talk to our dudes of your house. I bring my views of your house, wrestling truths of your house. We talk to you in your house, we keeps it cool in your house, we keeps it cool in your house. I'm spitting truths in your house. Yes, Mark's hating on his fans, Becky's niche on the man. Play with two like alliance, household a dangerous alliance. I am an diamond like Cody, and I'm overcoming like Kobe. No, they cannot hold me. Come listen, I'm hosting, critiquing, I'm boasting. This wrestling I'm knowing.
Fuck this shit! It's all about podcasts these days.
This is Leo Rush, the NXT Cruiserweight Champion, and you are listening to the In Your House podcast.
This is Austin Theory of Evolve, and you're listening to the In Your House podcast.
This is AEW's Darby Allin, and you're listening to In Your House podcast.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to In Your House, starring Alakan House and my man, Michael Hutchison. That's Mikey Hutch. This is the People's Podcast. Haha. Hey guys, you already know who it is. It's your boys, Con and Hutch, ready to get at work when it comes to this professional wrestling business. That is what we do, and hey, we love it. So let me let you guys know where you guys can listen to this at. You guys can listen to this at Apple Podcast, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Himalaya. Hey, you don't have an Apple device? That's alright. We're on Google Play. Anywhere that you guys are, we can get to you. Ooh, where is the clock? I'm checking the time because last time that I checked, In Your House was the hottest professional wrestling podcast in the Midwest, because we hit them with that work. Round the clock, you guys already know what it is. Oh yes, the director's in the building. Me and Hutch about to kill him. How you doing, bro?
Man, Con, bro.
Yo.
Sir.
Yup.
Household. Your boy Hutch could not possibly be any better than he is right now. Sitting on top of the world in everything. In my personal life, in my work life, in the podcast realm.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's just raining diamonds everywhere for me, bro. So I'm doing fantastic. It's great to be here. It's the end of the week. Got a great, exciting weekend coming up, bro. Like, I'm here for it. It's going to be awesome. How are you, sir?
I am fantastic, man. Still buzzing off what was an amazing weekend. Just enjoying myself in every possible way, and just putting in that work like we do here all the time here at In Your House. But it doesn't feel like work. It's just an amazing ride, and I'm enjoying this ride. And speaking of rides, guys, we're recording this on a Thursday evening, but when you guys listen to it, it'll be Friday morning, 6 a.m. So put In Your House in your ears while you're driving the kids to school, or maybe you're just driving to work. We're here to give you that work, and go on and ride within your house, because we have all the best input, thoughts, opinions on professional wrestling, and we're just gonna give it to you guys. And we could not do this alone, because as you guys know, we usually go Facebook Live on Thursday nights. But guys, just a little bit of news. We're kind of looking into some some different situations here, different venues that could work better. Not anything against any other venue that we've been into. Of course, Dragon Horde's Coin and Gaming, still amazing, still great. But for what we do, just sometimes you have to look towards the future, and that's kind of what we're doing right now. Still, guys, check out Dragon Horde's Coin and Gaming. That's 2210 South Scatterfield. It's an amazing place to learn how to play Magic the Gathering. But just with all the things that's going on within your house, the growth has been crazy, and that is going to continue. So right now, we are riding with, of course, my man Hutch, but we also have reporter Drake Kennedy. How's it going, bro?
It's going, man. I'm happy to be back on another great Thursday night talking to my boys, ready to talk some wrestling. How are you boys doing?
Great, man, great. Hey, real quick, Drake, I just wanted to bring something to your attention. I know we discussed it a little bit, man, but that New Wave episode that we did, bro, blew the fuck up, bro. Like, that was insane. I go to sleep. We're looking at about roughly little over 7,000 downloads. Wake up and we're almost at 9,000, bro, because of that episode. Fucking crazy.
Yeah, I still don't have words for it. I'm going to stumble through that. I try not to think about it because it's crazy, but it's awesome. Shout out
so
to
nuts.
the people who listened to it to make it blow the fuck up and recommended it to your friends or whatever. That's really cool. Keep doing that shit.
Yeah, no doubt. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for making that the all-time most downloaded episode of In Your House. It's just amazing. So, guys, seriously, thank you. But we're not going to dwell on that because we talked about New Wave, and we're going to talk a little bit more about New Wave because we do have some more things to talk about with them. We have a great series coming up here at In Your House as we collaborate with them, and we're moving towards Steel City Madness, March 7th in Terre Haute at the Armory. But we got to talk some Wednesday Night Wars, Hutch, and man, NXT and AEW both put on great shows, bro.
I absolutely agree. I did my typical thing that I normally do. I watched AEW live, on Wednesday night, and then I watched NXT earlier today. And yeah, there was a lot of good stuff in both. There's one glaring thing on NXT that's really starting to stand out to me.
In a good way or a bad way?
In a bad way. That
Okay.
I think is kind of holding it back a little bit. I don't know if you want me to drop that now, or if you want me to go ahead and if you want to remind me of that later.
No, as a matter of fact, just jump right into it, bro. Let's jump
All
right
right,
into
well,
it.
I'll
Go
just
ahead.
jump right in. They need to get the book out of Full Sail.
You wanted to be on the road traveling?
Absolutely. Like I think NXT as much as, and they can always come back to it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying abandon it forever. But, and I kind of see what they're trying to do. They want to try to maybe do like I don't know if you want to call it like an ECWS thing with a smaller venue. And, we always say, smaller venues, more intimate setting and blah, blah, blah. And that's still true. But I feel like NXT has outgrown that place.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that.
And also, and I put this on my Twitter today, I completely fucks with the Broserweights.
Oh, yes. Yes, so good. So good. I love them so much, man.
That's some smoke I want, man. You know what I mean?
Oh, hell yes, man.
You clowns, man. They come out in that cart with the trophy. That shit was fresh as fuck. Look, man, like that shit was the goods. But yeah, there was a lot of good stuff on both shows. And AEW, is really starting to do some really, really good things as well. Their backstage vignettes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who is producing those, but you could tell they're throwing money into them.
Oh yeah, you can tell there's some good production behind them.
And that as well. Thank you. There's a really cool production. There's really cool shots and camera work and shit like that that's going on. And I'm like, man, this is year one they keep this up, where are they going to be in like 5 years? You know what I mean? Like once
Yeah.
they perfect and they really find themselves, because I don't think AEW's quite found themselves yet as a collective. They're there, but you know what do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I understand.
They still need that lightning rod that's still going to draw more people. And well, their ratings went up this week, so I mean that's good. Which I guess you want to go ahead and drop those numbers. You want to go ahead and talk about that too?
Oh yes, it looks like they won again, bro. I saw that that Drake dropped those numbers in our group chat, so it's looking like AEW, they won again, man. Over 900,000, 928,000 for AEW. NXT had 770,000. So the Queen still couldn't get NXT over that hump. AEW is still winning again, and man, one of the things that I mean, just jumping right into it as far as AEW goes, as far as what we saw on this show, we saw Jon Moxley going up against Ortiz, and it was a good match. But really, what we want to talk about here, household, is what happened after the match, and that is when Jon Moxley, who beat Ortiz, beat Ortiz, and he gets attacked, but Moxley ends up stabbing Santana with the car keys in the eye, like just took his eye. Hutch, what was you thinking about when you saw that, man?
Well, one, I thought it looked great. I thought it was fantastic. I'm like, oh, is he gonna do it? Nah, he's not. And then I'm like, oh, he did it. Okay. And but what really got me was the aftermath of it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess first off, let me touch on, like, I love the reaction of Jericho and the rest of the homies.
Yeah,
the rest
on the stage.
The rest of the inner circle up at the commentary table.
Yeah.
Because Jericho, of course, is great with anything he does, and and everybody else is great off of that as well. Big Hurt had a hilarious look on his face when it all was going down too. So yeah, I mean, it all worked, but what really worked for me, and again, this brings me back to the AEW is doing things right, is they did a post, like, again, once the fallout happened, Santana did a promo about their match next week. That's apparently going down, and of course, Santana had the gimmick on his eye.
Yeah.
And if you look close, like when Santana kind of got up on the camera, like really, really close, you could see that they had like blood on the Band-Aid.
Little touches, man.
That's a nice, and it was like a black Band-Aid too. So it's like they didn't have to do that, but they did.
Yeah.
And it was subtle yet effective. So again, little touches like that, I love that. And plus, the promo he did was really good too. And it didn't seem like it was scripted. It was just like, okay, this is what happened, and they probably told him. I'm just assuming. I don't know how AEW works, but it just seemed like it went this way. It was, okay, this is what happened. Homeboy just plucked your eye out.
Yeah.
How would you react to that?
Thank you. Don't give them a script.
Right. Let the artist paint their picture. We say that shit here all the time, and that to me is why AEW works. Yeah. Yeah. And this worked for me a lot. So, and I'm looking forward to their match next week. So, I mean, and that's another thing that AEW is doing. They continue to pull, like they have all these threads that are continuing to pull you back to their episodes, and these matches are starting to matter. And not just for the records, but for the stories too. Right. So yeah, man. Again, that was a hit for me.
I dug that too, man. Drake, what was you thinking when you saw that, bro?
It was really good. It was really effective. Mike touched on a lot of things that I wanted to touch on. The eye jabbing with the key of the car was a nice touch. I love that he used the key. Jericho, after the fact, when they caught the homie sitting in the little stairwell, Jericho grabbing the mic and just like a little bit of that old school throw in of that denial of him completely forgetting what he did to Moxley, of saying,
yes,
yeah, I can't believe what Moxley would do in there. What kind of human would do such a thing? You could go after a man's eyes, his sight, his vision. You could ruin his career that way. And you could hear the crowd booing that man as soon as he made those statements. It was beautiful, little things that are old school that are super effective, and I love it. The whole segment was really well done, and it just makes you want that match even more.
I agree, man. I agree, because a good heel has to be a bit of a sociopath, you know? A good heel has to be somebody that justifies what they do, but everybody else is wrong. It doesn't matter if they did the exact same thing. You did it for the right reasons. They did it for the wrong reasons, and Jericho totally understands that, and I really, really love it. Moving right along here. One thing that I noticed moving to NXT real quick, what the hell was Sergeant Slaughter doing there? He was just there and he wants to be sports entertained. I thought that was pretty cool to see the Sarge there.
I think he was actually like on his way to like a corn dog stand or something, and he just kind of just like happened in there. He's like, "Oh, fuck it, I'll just go ahead and sit down. I'll watch. There's a ring here. Hey, there's a wrestling match going on." And, you know, like he just happened to be. I don't know. I love Sarge. You know, Sarge. And it was great to see him, man. And like he looks like he hasn't even aged. You know what I mean? Like he still looks the same as the same dude. You know, like so yeah, it was good to see him there.
Sarge just looking like Sarge. And then Dominik Dijakovic, who went up against Killian Dane, he beats him. After the match, Keith Lee comes out, shakes his hand, and it looks like we're going to get Dominik Dijakovic and Killian Dane at NXT TakeOver Portland for the North American Championship. Man, I just love Keith Lee with that belt. It works so much right now. And the biggest thing, and I've talked about this on the Pope's podcast, 45 Minutes of Fire, check that out. I really feel like that they had Braun Strowman win the Intercontinental Championship, which was his first singles championship, but I just wasn't feeling it that heavy with the information, knowing that he should have been Universal Champion when he was white hot years ago. That was an issue for me. Now, this is different here with Keith Lee, with him winning the North American Championship, and they did it at the time where he was, in fact, white hot. So, I don't know where you're at with him having the title, but I just think him and that title go like peanut butter and jelly right now, bro. Any thoughts on that?
Well, I'm all for any success that Keith Lee receives.
Yeah.
You know, or earns, receives, however you want to say it. You know, because again, he's a very unique talent.
Yeah, he is.
And, you know, it's rare to see, you know, a larger athlete like him nowadays. I know that's kind of weird to say. That's really weird for me to say, being a long, you know, time wrestling fan that I've been. But again, it's you've seen wrestling kind of gravitate towards the smaller guys.
Yeah.
But
yep.
Keith Lee can do a lot of that smaller guy shit. He needs to be careful with that shit, though, because Keith Lee doesn't need to do that shit.
He really doesn't.
He doesn't, and he's got to ask himself. It's like, okay, you want to do it's a cool spot, but why? Why would you do that? Do you need to do that? So I think he might, again, and I'm talking this as a fan. You know, again, I say this on here all the time. I've never worked before, but I say it all the time on here too, though, that like unnecessary offense.
Yeah,
you could do a lot more damage and do a lot less work. I mean, look how massive that guy is.
Yep.
So
he's big, and he can. But see, that's the thing. As much as it pops everybody to see big men working cruiserweight styles, it's kind of killing the concept of big man style. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And again, a big man style, a modern day big man style can definitely work, and you can still have those high spots, but save those. Brock Lesnar can do a fucking moonsault. Yeah, he fucked it up at WrestleMania, but he's capable of doing that.
Yeah.
But how often did you see him do that?
Not often at all.
And I'm sorry, it's not going to be. Everybody's like, oh, it's because he fell on his head. No, it's because he timed that wrong. He should have did that shit sooner, and he would have been able to pull it off. But anyway, no, we're not here to break down that match. But bottom line is, Brock Lesnar is capable of doing that.
He just doesn't need to.
Yeah, he just doesn't need to. Why? Because he could be legit in other ways.
Yep.
I'm not saying that Keith Lee could be legit like Brock Lesnar is, but Keith Lee could be legit in his own way. And he is. It's not that he's not. But it's just, again, you don't really need the high spots is all I'm saying. But as far as your original question, how am I vibing with him with the title? I'm totally with it.
Oh, yes. I agree with that there. It goes together. Like I said, it's going together really well. And speaking of things that's going together and may go together really well, I want to talk a little bit about the Dark Order here. Dark Order attacks Orange Cassidy, SCU, and the Best Friends. Daniels makes the save. Man, Drake, I'm starting to really feel like Christopher Daniels is the Exalted One. I really, really am. I know there's been some rumors here and there about Matt Hardy and stuff like that, but I'm starting to think it might be Daniels himself. Where are you at on that, Drake? Any thoughts, opinions? Where are you at?
I didn't think anything of it until scrolling Twitter last night after AEW went off the air and saw a random twatter tweeting that, and it's an interesting theory. It could work. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really have too many thoughts on the subject. It's an interesting thought, and kind of blew my wig back for just a second. I was like, but I kind of just like to see where they go with it. Just kind of riding the boat with the whole Dark Order thing.
Yeah, that's kind of all you can do right now, because I like the fact that they're keeping this story going with the Exalted One, who is the Exalted One, and it's one thing that Hutch has said a lot. Even if Dark Order hasn't worked the whole time, I really love that they're not giving up on it. They're keeping it going, because one big problem with WWE is that when they see something doesn't work for 1, 2, maybe 3 weeks, and then they scrap it. Hutch, where are you at with this whole Exalted One thing?
Yeah, I think Daniels could be a possibility, but I think the whole Matt Hardy thing could be cool if that's who it ended up being, and they've done a few nods to that before. But I'll give it to him. This was a better beatdown for him than the previous one that they did. And one thing I'll say too about the Dark Order is they got me with their commercial. When they went to what I thought was break, I actually picked up my phone because I thought it was going to be a fucking Cialis commercial or something. Next thing I know, they're talking about the Dark Order. I'm like, oh shit, this is a Dark Order commercial. Because again, it was so well done. Because again, it was like bright and colorful, and and it had the again, it was just very, very well done.
Well done.
And I'm still joined Dark Order, dude. I'm still with it.
Man, me too, man. And I really feel like I'm not sure, man. I mean, for me, I think it would be awesome if it was Matt Hardy doing his little broken awoken thing with the Dark Order. That'd be so awesome.
I think so too. And the thing that Dark Order needs is a star.
Yeah.
They need a star to lead this, and I don't think Christopher Daniels is that guy. You know what? Whatever. I'm going to say it. I don't know if I'm a fan of what Christopher Daniels is doing right now. He's kind of goofy. Like, he comes out with the fucking, with like, the microphone, and he's trying to sing the SCU song, but he's kind of off time with it. And, like, it's like he's trying to be cool. Like, he's like the dad who's trying to be cool.
And I understand that, but to counterpoint that, wouldn't him going back and maybe doing the Fallen Angel thing with Dark Order kind of get him away from doing that? Yes, I think it could. I think it'd be weird that he looks that like him and like that Stu Grayson guy looks kind of similar. Yeah. There's definitely some similarities. Bald goatee. You know what I mean? Like, it could work. It could work, and it depends on the material that they go with on it, and they can.
I don't know. I'm just have to see how it goes, man. I'm going to see how it goes. And it could work if they put enough gas behind it. And yeah, I don't know. I'm not sold on Christopher Daniels though, bro. I'm trying to play it out in my head as I'm talking about it, and I don't know if he could pull it off. I don't know. Because I don't.
Do you remember his Fallen Angel stuff? That shit was pretty good.
I do, and it was good. It was good. It was real good, and that's what makes me think that it could work. But just again, what I've seen recently is just really off-putting to me.
Right.
Lately.
Right.
So I could be nitpicking here. I don't know. Sound off you guys. Let us know. Be like, oh man, Hutch, fuck you. You don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Absolutely. Let us know. Let me know. Let Hutch know. Let Drake know. That's why we do this, guys, because we put opinions out there, and you guys don't have to agree with us, but we're also not soft enough to get our feelings hurt when you guys don't agree. We want to have the conversation. We want to open up the conversation for you guys. You guys out there in the 14 different countries all across these great United States and locally right here in Indiana. That is why we call you guys the household, because we're here for everything that you guys got to say, and we want to hear it. So moving right along, and then we'll go ahead and talk about our great sponsors. We had the Lucha Brothers, the Butcher and the Blade, going up against the Elite, and Hangman is starting to become kind of a prick. I don't know what's going on with that, but Drake, where are you at with that? Butcher, Blade, and Lucha Bros pick up the win, which is good for the Butcher and the Blade, because on this podcast before we've complained about them not winning, so now they've picked up a win. But where are we at on the asshole that Hangman Page is becoming? Drake, go ahead.
Oh man, I love the asshole that Hangman's becoming. I'm totally down with everything they've been doing on TV and the extra stuff they've been putting out on YouTube, being the Elite and everything. I love the slowly jabbing at that Hangman's developing a slight case of the alcoholism and is falling down a little bit of a hole and struggling with his friends, and his friends are really starting to get impacted by it, as we saw. It was God, I love it. I think it to me it seems really real.
Yeah.
Like real life for wrestling, and really well done, and not done in like, a trashy,
cheesy
Scott Hall WCW WWF at that time, but that type of angle, it seems really well done and really well paced. I mean, it could go to shit, but I love it. I think it's fucking awesome.
I think it's going good. I really like the slow burn. That's the important thing. The biggest thing about this is how they're burning it so slow. Because Hutch has said on the show before that dealing with the alcoholic type gimmick is risky, but they're doing it so slow and they're kind of nuancing it in. Hutch, we go ahead and capitalize on that, bro.
Yeah, and it's a delicate dance that they're doing, and as you said, they are doing it right. There is something I've touched on that popped me huge with Paige.
Okay,
they
go
were
ahead.
they were backstage, and Paige had his beer, right?
Yeah.
And here comes Matt and Nick. I was like, what the hell, man? You could have tagged me, blah blah blah. Like, what the hell? Paige like, oh, what's your problem? And I think it was Matt was like, oh yeah, I know what the problem is, and he took his cup of beer.
Oh.
So then Paige was kind of just gives a look, and then instantly he pulls up a great big oversized pitcher of beer and drinks it. Dude, I don't drink. I don't care to drink.
Right.
But that shit fucking cracked me up. And it helps that Paige is such a legit talent as well in ring, because he still looks like a badass.
Yeah.
That buckshot lariat is deadly. Right?
It's that cowboy shit, bro.
That's cowboy shit, and I love as soon as Paige got the tag, the crowd instantly lit the fuck up with that chant. cowboy shit.
Yes, bro.
Adam Page is over as fuck.
Oh yeah, he's over. He's definitely over. I've had issues in the past with Adam Page, not because I think he's a bad talent. I just didn't see it, and I'm capable of changing my mind because I'm a functioning cognitive human being, and I'm seeing it now. I am. I just thought there was a disconnect. I don't think that anymore.
Well, that's the thing with wrestling, man. That's what it's about. Like, you don't usually, I mean, very rare are you instantly like, okay, I love this person as soon as you see them. They got to earn that.
Yep.
So I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, and that happens different times for different people. We say it on here constantly. It's all subjective.
Yep.
I didn't see it in Page in the beginning either, but the more I saw, I'm just like, man, he's good. He's really good in the ring, and then I'm like, he's missing something. I'm like, where? He just doesn't have it for me yet. Because I don't vibe with the cowboy thing.
Yeah,
but then,
I don't either.
But then he did that cowboy shit promo, and I thought, okay, because that right there, he connected with the crowd that night. Because I think Drake, were you over here that night?
I believe so.
Well,
because I looked at you and said that was the promo we were looking for.
Yeah, because that's what we started talking about. Like, he connected with the crowd. And because the crowd chanted it as soon as he said it, basically. And I'm just like, that's something that, you're going to see on posters. So you can throw on a T-shirt if you wanted to. Like there's, they could do something with that. That's the thing.
Yep.
So yeah, and he's continued this alcohol thing. It's interesting because it's not the Stone Cold thing. It's not the whole, like, going crazy, crashing the beers and pouring them all over himself, drinking them. Like, he's just like a guy would be at the bar, walking around with his drink. And then if he sees somebody that, like this little tense thing they got going on with Matt and Nick, talks a little shit. You know what I mean? Kind of like pops off at the mouth, says some lines, throws in some cheap jabs, and, shit pops off, cowboy shit.
It's that cowboy shit, bro. And
hey.
Oh, go ahead.
I wanted to ask. Can I bring up a point to your original question, Con? I totally spaced it.
Sure, go ahead.
All right. I saw somebody tweeting a question to somebody, and I wanted to tweet about it last night, and I just remembered that I wanted to save it, not tweet about it, and save it for this moment right here.
Sure.
I remembered. Somebody was asking a question to somebody about, isn't it too soon to turn Page a little too soon to start trying to turn him heel, that he's just now really getting over with the crowd and everything. And I thought that was really interesting, and I thought about that for a couple minutes before I hit the reply button and typed out a reply and didn't reply to it. But I think it's great because he was losing slowly and pulled himself away from the elite just so he didn't deserve to be there because he's not elite, he's not winning, right? So he's having an internal struggle with himself, and he's still losing, and he does the cowboy shit gimmick and starts getting over and starts drinking to get over his issues, and it's really over with the crowd. And the guy brought up the point that there's people chanting the cowboy shit, people tell him to take his beer, people are handing him beer, and that's another really beautiful thing with this modern age and the struggle he's dealing with, I think, is that the crowd is totally with him on his whole drinking beer thing, but it doesn't seem like the average fan, to me, grasps how, dangerous that can be in the life of a wrestler with all that shit that we know and what they could go with that. I think, I don't know. I don't know if you guys are thinking, I'm on a right line with this kind of thing. I was thinking that last night, and it was, I don't know, just the way they're doing it just could go really well if they play their cards right with it, I think.
They can. They can. And it's real heavy, man, because basically what you're saying is, and you kind of laid it out there beautifully, but the crowd is enabling him, and they don't even know it.
Exactly. That's what I was saying to Ariel last night. They're enabling him. They're about it. I saw a little kid who couldn't be more than 10 with a sign that said, "Hangman, take my beer," within parentheses in front of beer, root beer. I'm like, they got little kids even in on this shit.
Wow.
And they're enabling you to fall into alcoholism. It's beautifully done. It's so well done so far, and that's one of the segments I look forward to on Being Elite and weekly TV. Oh my God!
Wow. You just took me on a journey.
That you really did, Drake. The more like as you talked about that, the more brilliant this. I think this all really is.
Yeah.
And has the potential to be, because think about when we hit the climax here. When we hit the apex of where this is going. Because, the shouting match is going to happen, and I don't think it's going to be done in a hokey, cheeky kind of way. Because it can't be. It can't be done in a campy way. It has to be done in a serious way. And again, I love that, that we don't have that payoff. Raw, we would have done through this story.
Yep. Would have been already done, bro.
Yep. It would have been done before the pay-per-view, before their next special. And they would have had Boone's Farm on a pole match. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, here they're letting shit go. They're letting this shit breathe, letting it breathe.
And that's what you got to do.
Absolutely. So I look forward to it. It's one of the things that I've looked forward to on AEW as it comes, when it comes on every Wednesday. Is I'm like, I wonder what kind of cowboy shit Paige is getting into this week.
Yeah.
I wonder if shit with him and the Bucks is going to pop off. And hell, another thing that popped me about it, when they all came out for the match, you got the Being the Elite theme playing, pyros popping off and smoke's going off. Out storms Paige, just going off. Just mouthing off, fuck this bullshit, blah blah blah, and he gets in the ring, and here comes the homies, the former homies, Omega and the Bucks, and they're doing their silly shit, and
they're just doing the normal thing, yeah.
And Paige is like, "Fuck this shit, come on, let's get this shit going," and that was just another little thing that they did that adds to all of this. They're really building something awesome here, and I really hope that they follow through.
I think they will. I think they will. And speaking of things they've been building on, and basically they've been letting it breathe. Man, it's Kenny Omega and Pac, and oh man, this is something that's been kind of going on for a while, and Pac kind of took it to a whole different level there when he was kind of stalking Riho there in the back. And can I just say, Pac and Neville are two completely different motherfuckers. Pac is amazing. I never would have thought that the guy who Gravity forgot could cut promos like this and be this type of a heel. He's fucking incredible, Hutch.
It's fantastic, and he just keeps getting better. And it's not that he wasn't good anyway. But like you said, it's night and day. It's just tremendous, and in ring, he's just so. He's always been like crisp and all of that anyway.
Yeah,
but
great in ring talent.
He's motivated in AEW just like all this other talent is.
Yeah,
and it shows. And my God, this Iron Man match is going to be ridiculous.
30-minute Iron Man match. It's going to be incredible. Kenny Omega and Pac. I'm so excited for that, you guys. Another thing that happened that I really liked is that he said in the promo, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not going to put hands on Riho. I may be a bastard, but I'm not a beast." And then he leaves, and who comes out? Well, it's the Wild Beast, Nyla Rose, and takes out Riho and well, you could say she put her through a table, but the table didn't break. And, bro, I don't know if you know this, but that's always the fucking worst when the table doesn't break.
Yes.
It hurts worse than when it does break. So I'll throw it over. I'm going to go ahead and volley it over to Drake here, man. When you saw Nyla Rose come out, and I really like how she licked her hand and then put her hand over the camera and then cut right after that. That was such a good fucking touch. I loved it. But where was you at with that, Drake?
Yeah, really well done. Yeah, I was hoping for the camera cut when she put her hand over the lens. The movie fan in me was like, please do it. It'd just be a good way to go. And they did. Easy little touch. But that was awesome. My one complaint with the whole segment, because the Pac segment was fucking incredible, and I loved him as Neville. I was hooked on him as soon as I saw his first matches that I caught.
Yeah.
I love him way more now. But my one complaint was, why was Riho just standing there, just like watching him? Like, what was she supposed to be waiting to be interviewed, or like what? Why would you be standing there with that scary son of a bitch?
I don't really know, but one thing I do know is that we all know. I mean this with the utmost respect, but you know, Kenny Omega's a total weeb, and he that's one of his homies. That's one of his homies because he loves the Asian women. So I think that's why, because he knew that being around Riho would get to Kenny.
Yeah, I mean, I figured that, but I figured, he would at least, maybe it's my WWE thinking, booking mindset of he had to be, like, holding on to her at least. Like, not in a threatening way, but, arm around her or something. But she was
there was nothing keeping her there.
Yeah, that was my thinking. It was, nothing's really keeping her there. She's just kind of watching him interested, and you've never really seen her just hang around Pac or anything, so... That was my only thing with it. But other than that, it was well done. And me and Ariel were cringing on that table spot that it didn't break for. We felt so bad for poor Riho.
Yeah, I agree. But honestly, I don't think Riho weighs enough to break a table. I just don't. I for real, bro, I just don't. But
that's what I thought.
Yeah, that was really where my mind thought. Looks like we're going towards Nyla Rose versus Riho. Guys, I love AEW. This women's division needs work. I mean, it just does, because I don't understand why Riho is still the champion. I know they're still trying to work on Britt Baker. I don't know, where was Statlander? Was there no Statlander? And we'll get to another issue that I had with somebody in women's division, but that's gonna come later. Yeah, I'll get to that. But guys, real quick, we're gonna talk about our great sponsor real quick, and when we come back, we're gonna talk about other things that happen on the Wednesday Night Wars. Hey guys, this is the director, Con House of In Your House, and this episode is sponsored by Podcorn. Podcorn is a marketplace connecting podcasters to amazing podcast sponsorship opportunities such as host read ads, interview segments, topical discussions, and more. With Podcorn, there is no middleman. Podcasters of all sizes can browse and choose opportunities right on the platform, set their own rates, and collaborate with brands directly without any exclusivities. You never give up any rights to your podcast, and Podcorn is here to support you at every step to ensure you're protected and compensated for the work that you do for brands. The marketplace mission is to give podcasters transparency, creative control, and freedom, and full control of how and when they monetize. So check the show notes on this episode and you will see a link to www.podcorn.com/podcasters. But now it's time to get back to In Your House. Welcome back, guys, to In Your House, hosted by the director, Con House, the cornerstone of commentary, Mikey Hutch, and reporter, Drake Kennedy. And we're going over the Wednesday Night Wars. We've talked about some great stuff that happened on AEW, some stuff not so great. But now we're going to move over to NXT a little bit. And Hutch, the Queen arrives back in her old stomping grounds in NXT to confront Rhea Ripley, and she ends up getting the EST of NXT instead, Bianca Belair, and I thought was a pretty good segment. I have my irks about it, but we'll get into that. What was you thinking about that segment between the three ladies, Hutch?
Kind of the same. First off, let me say that I'm all in for a Charlotte Rhea Ripley match.
Yeah.
And also, Rhea Ripley can do whatever the hell she wants to me, and I wouldn't care. I would be totally fine with it because that lady is amazing. But yeah, I think that match is going to be awesome, and the build to it's going to be fun. And there was a little nitpick that I had, though.
Go ahead.
It was awkward with Bianca there, like in the background.
Yeah.
And I think that went on a little bit too long. Like with the first time, Charlotte kind of pie faced her out of the way.
Yeah.
A little bit, and she's all back there oh no, she didn't. She had that thing going on.
Yeah.
But she was oh no, she didn't for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm because my wife and I was sitting, watching it, and even she was saying she needs to stop doing that. She's doing that way too long. That it's awkward now, and she's a casual fan.
Right.
A casual fan sees that.
I get that, but have you ever seen a black girl get mad? They will literally get mad and talk to themselves for 5 minutes, bro.
Well, yeah, I guess that's true. That's
my only counterpoint with that.
Yeah, word. But I just feel Bianca seems the type, though, that would have already been in Charlotte's face.
Yeah.
Because,
sure.
let's face it, because that's where she ended up anyway.
Yep.
So, it's okay, yeah, you're going to trip back there for a second. But it just, to me, it didn't seem like she was genuinely doing that. It seemed like she was doing that because she didn't know what else to do in that moment.
Yeah, for sure. I get where you're coming from.
That's how I felt watching it. So, again, maybe I'm nitpicking it. Maybe I'm not looking at it through the right lens. I don't know. But that's how I saw it. Am I saying that I didn't like the segment? Nah, I dug it. I think they did their best to build to not one, but two matches in one segment. Sure. And they tried to give everybody shine in regards. And Charlotte was selfless and everything. However, another thing that kind of peeved me is I've seen Charlotte take a lot of shit.
Yeah.
I've seen that woman take a lot of damage and keep going.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me that whatever that dual tandem move drop that they did on Charlotte just knocked her out like that and left her laying there for that long? Yeah. I don't believe that.
I'm with that.
So it just seemed very convenient to me. So that's kind of, I guess you can say I'm kind of middle of the road on it, really.
I'm a little middle of the road on it too myself because it seems like they just had her on there as just a rating spike, which didn't work.
Yep.
Once again, didn't work. But my biggest irk with it is that even though I gotta admit, I know that you said she was doing it for too long. For me, Bianca was entertaining as shit during that segment, and really, and really just because it's that black girl magic, man, and that's why I really didn't have a problem with it because I kind of know that vibe. Like when I saw her, I kind of saw my sister getting pissed off. And like, Nick, did this bitch just say that? I can't believe. No. This bitch just said that. Did she really? You know what I mean? Just having that internal battle with herself. Like, I can't believe this bitch just said that to me. Did she say it? Yeah, she really did. But my biggest problem with it was that we came out of the segment still not knowing if the match is set or not. What was the point of her even going on NXT if the match wasn't going to get set on? Is she going to come back? Is she going to come back to NXT? Are they going to do it on Raw? They've already teased it twice. They teased it on Monday night, and then they teased it again on Wednesday, and it's still not set. So that kind of bothered me a little bit. Drake, where are you at with that whole segment, bro?
Same with you guys. Middle of the road. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. It was effective, I guess, for a tease to watch whatever the next show is that they're going to announce that on, I guess.
Yeah.
The one thing I really dug, the one thing that popped me through the whole segment, there was one moment where Charlotte said something and Bianca looked at Rhea, and I was reading her lips, and she just said, "Really? I'm about to kick this bitch's ass." And I was like,
I love it.
Oh, all right. like, do it. Just drop her. Do something. But, you know, it was... it just seems like they're doing it just to tease... Just keep teasing it along and make people keep watching, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know if they legitimately think putting Charlotte on there was going to put a bigger spike on there. Or a bigger spike in ratings, but
Right.
I don't know. It's just whatever, I guess. Wasn't great,
Yeah.
wasn't horrible.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was at. Is it was just kind of whatever. I really don't think that they got what they wanted out of that segment. Like I said, was it a decent segment? Decent, yes. Great, no. Did they get what they wanted out of it? I don't think so. I really don't. And I guess we're gonna keep dick teasing us with if they're gonna do that or not. But at this point, I think we all know that they're gonna do it. Wrestling logic shows that if you're teasing a match that much, we're gonna get it. So why keep teasing us with it? And really, it's like you're throwing out the line, and you got the bait on there. What happens when you throw the bait out there and the fish takes the bait and you're not reeling it in? Guess what? The fucking bait's gone and so is the fish. Why are you waiting? There's no reason to continue to wait.
Yep. That's true.
That's just
That's
where
it.
I'm at. That's just where I'm at with it. It is what it is. But I don't think it's gonna, it is what it is. That's all I can really say about it, because I didn't love it, didn't hate it. So, moving right along, we have Tommaso Ciampa and the Broserweights going up against the Undisputed Era. The match was good match. Ended in a DQ. Drake, what was you thinking about that match, bro?
It was a wonderful match.
Yeah,
It
good
was
match.
really well done, really heavy hitting, super impactful. Matt Riddle is over as fuck. That dude can do no wrong with that crowd. And this one thing, we didn't give what's his name? The announcer on NXT, Ronaldo?
More Ronaldo, yeah.
Yeah, he had one of the greatest calls at the beginning of the show with Matt Riddle. He was talking about Matt Riddle, and I had to write it down because it was so funny. He said, Riddle knows a thing or two about Super Bowls. He's on a man-made cloud 9. I had to pause the show to laugh.
That's so good. That's good. That's fire. Okay, all right, Morrow, I see you.
Really good call, and I was like, they're really letting Morrow get away with this right now, but I'm cool with it. Funny call. But, that was earlier in the night, but the match was so good. The Project Ciampa move makes me cringe every time Ciampa does it. It's fucking terrifying.
Oh.
Yeah, the match was just, it was exactly what I wanted. I knew it was going to be super hard-hitting, super fast-paced, and I don't even know what there else is to say about it. You guys take it away. Say something
Sure.
that I can't say.
See, I thought the match was great, and I already knew that it was going to be hard-hitting with everybody that was involved. One thing that I really liked that they did that I think, I believe it was Hutch saying that he kind of wishes they would have done it more with Lesnar and McIntyre. They kind of weaved the story throughout the show where the Undisputed Era was looking for Tommaso Ciampa. They would attack different people, like Kushida for one, and they were just looking for him throughout the show, and finally, he found them. And I just thought it was good. Hutch, what was you thinking about the match?
Well, I'm glad you actually. Yeah, the match was a blast. Like again, I fuck with the Broserweights, as I said, and like Drake said, Matt Riddle can do no wrong whatsoever, and the dynamic between him and Pete Dunne is great because you got Pete Dunne, who's the straight man, and you got Matt Riddle, or as homeboy on fucking Undisputed Era calls him, Matt Riddell, who's the clown.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
Yep.
so it's hilarious. And but no, like I loved the Undisputed Era, like trying to hunt down Ciampa. And
Yeah.
I loved that, like when Ciampa found them, the way he separated them all and beat their asses individually.
Yeah.
Like he hit them with the trailer door, that tractor, or that trailer door. He swung it at like two of them, and it was so good. And like again, like I said, the main event, like that was a hit for me. That worked. It was a fun match, and it moved things along, and then we got the return.
Yes.
And it was the goods.
And a great transition there by Hutch, because that's what I was going into. Man, the end of the night, lights go out after it. I mean, it got DQ'd. Everything got DQ'd. Lights go out, and you have like 3 lenses that come on their Titantron with 2/5/20, which was the date, obviously. And the lenses come together to make very familiar third eye type glasses. And who is coming from the top rope? It's none other than the returning Velveteen Dream, one of my personal favorites, period. Great to see him back from his injury, and he comes and he just clears house with some very unique trunks that we'll get into. Hutch, what were you thinking, man, seeing Velveteen come back? Because that wasn't anything that was talked about on the dirt sheets.
No, it worked. It was a good return. However, I did think it was funny that when he tried to do the tearaway pants, he couldn't completely tear them off.
Yeah. Yep. Couldn't get them done. Yep.
He couldn't get the fucking pants off, so he just said fuck it and just pounced on Adam Cole and started like punching him. Like it was funny. But yeah, it worked for me. It was good to see him back, and because I like Velveteen Dream, and I'm glad they're keeping him in NXT because Vince wouldn't know what to do with him.
No idea, bro. No idea. And what in the hell, man, having I think it was Roderick Strong's girl's face on his pants. What the fuck?
Man, those pants though. Man.
Drake, what was you thinking, man? What was you thinking saying Velveteen Dream return and his crazy pants?
I smelled an ode to Rick Rude for sure.
Oh God, yeah.
It was awesome. I don't know why I didn't put together that it was Velveteen Dream coming back with the 3 circles. As soon as I don't even know why I didn't put it together. I didn't watch NXT live. I watched it this morning or this afternoon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw like all the build up, the tiny little video packages they would do with the 3 circles, and I didn't even once, even think that Dream was coming back, but super happy that he came back. He cleared house fucking like a madman. It was crazy. I didn't really expect him to beat them all down the way he did. It was funny trying to watch him tear the pants off and not get him, and just kind of watching him hang around his ankles until show went off air. That was
he looked like a kid that got his shoelaces tied together.
For sure, yeah, but he just didn't give a fuck. Just kind of embraced the moment. The crowd was happy. They popped the fuck off for him. I think it was a well done night. It was well achieved. It shocked me seeing him just standing on the turnbuckle, though. I didn't expect that.
Yeah. No, I was cool with it. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good return. But now it's time for the last thing that we want to talk about, and we're definitely going to get deep into this as I waited for this to be at the end for a reason. And that is Cody Rhodes, MJF, 10 lashes, man, and this was pretty uncomfortable to watch for me. I was watching it with Miss Fabulosity, and the more I watch it, I'm like, God, this is just so fucking uncomfortable, which I think that's what they're going for, and if that's what they're going for, totally accomplished. Hutch, jump into the 10 lashes for me, bro.
Yeah, I think uncomfortable describes it pretty well. I knew going into it wasn't going to be pretty.
Yeah.
And, and I think AEW as a brand did a pretty good job getting it out there saying that, this is not exactly going to be easy to watch.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. But one thing I think I can safely say, we talked about MJF arriving as a heel. Cody is doing this kid wonders.
Yeah, he is.
In regard to becoming a heel. Holy fuck. Talk about sacrificing, like literally sacrificing yourself to get this kid over as a heel. And man, I think they did it. And you want to know what did it?
What's that?
In my opinion, the 10 lashes, we knew that was coming. It was that kick in the dick right there at the end.
Yeah.
That kick in the dick, right? Of course I lost it. Because I was like, what a dick. And the crowd was just like, oh, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, everybody got pissed. And just the way not only did he kick him in the dick, but the way he darted, it just bailed.
He dipped, bro. He dipped. And one thing that I liked about it is after he did the 10 lashes, like after he actually did it, he was like, fuck, he actually took the 10 lashes. Now he's a step closer to having to face me. I really don't want to face him. I thought he was going to give up. Like, and another thing, and I've trashed not trashed commentary, but I've been critical of JR on commentary. They did a great job of getting that over, that he was pissed that he didn't think that he was going to get the 10 lashes in, and now he's got through another step. They did a fantastic job of telling that story, bro.
Everybody did. Like, and I did find it kind of, I don't want to say off-putting, because Brandy Rhodes has been a character.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was going to say I didn't like.
Brandy Rhodes has been a character doing this Nightmare Collective, and Drake, reporter Drake Kennedy, literally as we're doing the show, kind of brought up, to us in the inbox here that there's scuttlebutt. Again, Drake Kennedy reporting that there's scuttlebutt that the Nightmare Collective, they're going to kind of put the kibosh on that.
Yeah. I think it's the right thing to do.
And now with Brandy, and of course I understand that's Brandy's husband, and like legit, and she did a great job looking emotional. She did.
Let me jump in real quick. As much as I agree with you there, I was even telling Miss Fabulosity last night when she came out, and before I had any indication that the Nightmare Collective was going to be scrapped. I thought it was still a thing. I was like, why the fuck is she out there being regular Brandy Rhodes? I don't like. That's one thing I didn't like. Like in the moment, I'm talking about in the moment. I was like, I love everything about this as much as you can love somebody getting fucking belted in front of a live audience, as much as you can love that. But that's one thing I didn't like, because you said it right. It was off-putting. It killed her character, which might already be killed. But this is before I even knew that, and I was like, no, Nightmare Collective Brandy should not be out there. And even Miss Fabulosity was like, if she was going to be out there, well, she made a great point. She was like, if she's going to be out there, she should have been out there in character saying, you go out there, you take these lashes, you take it like a fucking man, blah, blah, blah. Like, she should have been, like, not
you take
healing.
It like you did in the bedroom Sunday night, you son of a bitch.
Yowie
wowie! But she shouldn't have been really healing on him, but she should have, like, been in character with it if she was going to be out there. But everything else was great. I thought it was good, and fucking the way that Cody was just like, and it had to hurt. I mean, you guys have seen the pictures of the aftermath, but the way he was selling it was just A1. Drake, where were you at with the lashes?
Oh, well, I wanted to ask you guys a question. Because I'm the youngest in this group, and I wanted to ask the question: had you guys ever seen a lashing done in wrestling before?
Me personally, no. Hutch?
I haven't seen a lashing done, but I did see when Tommy Dreamer took the 10 shots from the kendo stick in ECW.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was unsettling to watch too, because it got to the point to where, like, Homeboy's back was bleeding. Yeah. And this wasn't like the bullshit kendo sticks that you see in WWE that, that bend and all that shit. This was a kendo stick. And he got cracked with it 10 times. Yeah. I do believe it was. And and when it was hitting him, especially like when he got to like the 7th and the 8th, when he would fall to his knees, he wasn't just doing that to sell it. You could tell that shit just hurt.
Yeah.
And same way with Cody. this belt was no joke. I am disappointed it wasn't a Burberry belt.
Yeah.
'Cause I tried to call that, and I was super anxious to see if I was going to be right about that. But, and I'm kind of glad maybe they didn't, because that maybe would have made it campy.
Kind of gimmicky, yeah.
Yeah.
This was a
And
very serious segment.
it really was. And, man, when that payoff comes, Cody's going to beat the ever-living fuck out of MJF. And the crowd's going to be going bananas the whole time when it happens.
Yeah.
Because because I'm talking because it's got to be a beatdown, right?
Oh, yeah.
All this shit. And then we got the match with what's it called?
Wardlow. The cage match is going down in 2 weeks.
Yeah, in 2 weeks. So that'll be interesting too.
Oh man!
And from what I hear, this Wardlow guy is pretty legit.
I like how they've saved him. You know what I mean? They've saved him for this very moment and make his debut something that's worth it.
Absolutely. And I did go back to the lashings themselves. There was one of them that MJF gave that I was like, holy fuck, Cody wasn't even ready for that one.
Yeah.
It was like around the sixth, maybe, I think, it was sixth, maybe seventh one. Cody was just kind of like walking forward, and all of a sudden MJF came in again and like cracked him twice.
Yep.
And I was thinking, I don't think Cody was ready for that. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
like, well, fuck it. You got to take it. There it is. So that's two more out of the way.
Boom, boom.
But man, it was, but it wasn't like bad though. I think it was an excellent build. And again, it really solidified MJF even more as a legit heel.
Yep, I agree with that. A couple of little touches that I liked. First off, when he gave one of his lashings to Wardlow, and Wardlow smacked the shit out of his back, and commentary did a fantastic job of saying, "Oh, this big, huge son of a gun leaned into it, and he stepped into it," and the way that it was good. Another thing that I really liked was Dustin coming out and saying, "Let me take the rest. I'll take the rest for my brother." That was beautiful. I loved that, because it was like, I don't want my brother to feel this pain anymore. I'll take the rest for him. But it was like, nope, not you. It's got to be Cody. I really like that. Drake, where were you at with that?
Really good. Really well done. I was wondering why the Elite weren't out there the whole time. I was really surprised they didn't come out with Homeboy. But, goddamn, yeah. The whole pulling Dustin out there, Dustin coming out and requesting to take the rest of them was really well done. This moment had me fucking emotional. Like I can watch, like, it's just crazy that I can watch hardcore wrestling all day and not cringe nearly as hard as watching him do this. And it's just crazy that it's so effective. All you need in wrestling, or like, you don't need this, but to get MJF off as like the biggest heel right now was a belt. That's all they needed, was a simple belt that everybody has.
Yep. And he said, "I don't want to use my belt, Cody. I want to use your belt."
My belt's too good for you. I bet you, Mike, he had a Burberry belt on. I guarantee it. I was trying to figure it out. I couldn't recognize it, but knowing MJF, he most likely had a Burberry belt on. He wasn't going to fucking hit him with that one. You should have known that.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
That's facts. That's facts.
Oh, man.
But,
go ahead.
That whole segment, so good. It's just, I don't know. It had me and Ariel. We were both sitting there cringing every hit. And can I just say that the double slap that MJF gave him was nasty too. The two quick ones.
Oh, yeah.
Where were you at on the two quick ones, Tom?
Oh, well, like I said, Hutch kind of touched on that a little bit. He said that he didn't really think that Cody was ready for him, but they came so fast. Like, I was like, and there's another one. Like, and I'm sitting over here like, it was one of those things, man. Like, it was one of those things that you see in wrestling that is like, I am like, I'm not sure I want to continue to watch this, because it was that hard to watch. Like, of course I was going to sit up there and watch it, but just me watching it as a wrestling fan, I'm like, God, this is rough. This is hard. This is tough to watch. To sit up here and watch this guy, and then just the noise that echoed across the arena, that sickening strap sound on bare skin was disgusting. And you can see after the second or third strap or slap on his back that his back was just bruising, getting red. Just talking about it, I think about it, and I'm like, man, I just can't imagine that. It was so rough. But another thing worth talking about was the very end of the show, before it went off the air, and that was what appeared to be a fan attacking MJF as he was running through the crowd after he hit or kicked Cody in the family jewels, and he runs up there, him and Wardlow all gone. Somebody in the crowd attacks him, and they take the camera off of him. That's one thing me and Kayla noticed, was they took the camera off of him quick when it happened, because it gave me the impression that it wasn't supposed to happen. And then when they cut, Wardlow was dragging this poor soul with the security guard back into the back, which, if we know anything about that, guys, you guys out there in the listening audience, if you guys don't know, I'll tell you real quick. If you're a fan that jumps that barricade or attacks the talent, you subject yourself to getting your fucking ass beat. And if this was something that really happened, I can almost guarantee you that the security guard and Wardlow took this poor soul back and started beating the fuck out of him. Michael, where are you at with it?
Yeah. Again, you don't cross that line. Fans need to stay, in the seats that they pay for. You're not trying to be part of the show. And, I guess you could say credit to MJF for pissing somebody off to bring them to that point. And I guess you could say it was really brave of MJF to do that, to run through the crowd after doing that. He might rethink it after this.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, it was a hell of a way to end it. It was a hell of a way to end it. And like, I know, like, I think Drake said that he thought it was a talent. That was you thought Drake, didn't you say you thought it was Nakazawa or whatever?
Yeah. I saw a GIF that was a repeat of like the quick handful of seconds with the cuts back and forth, kind of slowed down, and it appeared to me like I'm a fucking reporter. Damn it, making me act like I'm a reporter. From what I could see, it really looked like a dude who was in like really tight shorts and had knee pads on with boots, and had almost like the little head top. I don't know what Nakazawa wears on his head, but it looked like that. I could be wrong.
Now,
I'm not an analyst, but
now hold on. Let's break this down, though. Who's to say it still wasn't a fan? But he brought knee pads and tight pants and all that stuff in preparation to whoop MJF's ass. And when MJF was on, like, strap number 7 or 8, he was putting these knee pads and these pants and stuff on. And, he was waiting for his moment, and all the stars aligned, and he had to strike.
Get ready.
And then all the pads and tight pants couldn't save his ass, because he's the one that ended up getting struck in the backstage by Wardlow and Atlas Security, most likely. Because, again, you don't cross that threshold. But, I'm going to say it was a legit fan who brought his own knee pads and pants and tried to make himself a star, and he worked himself into a shoot.
Yowie wowie!
Yep, that's one thing you don't want to do, is work yourself into a shoot, brother. And it was just an ugly situation. It was crazy. But once again, as Hutch said, good on MJF for getting that much heat to exude that type of emotion out of a fan. But guys, this was another great episode, man. It's getting pretty late. I know Hutch is ready to call it a night. I'm feeling the same way. And but we covered everything that we wanted to cover, man. And it was just another fantastic episode of In Your House. So you guys know what time it is, man. It is the time where you guys plug anything that you want to plug. And we'll start with reporter Drake Kennedy. Go ahead and plug it.
You guys can follow me on the Twitter at oh shit. You can follow me at Shut the fuck up, Mike. I was about to say what it was. I just remembered. It's late, motherfucker. Are you gonna give me my spot? Do I gotta interrupt your time now?
No, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Okay. You can follow me on Twitter at Drake Report IYH. Yeah, I'm on there, and you can catch me shit-talking Mike publicly all over Facebook tonight and tomorrow for him laughing at my time to plug my shit. Yeah, that's all I have to plug. Oh, no, I don't. Darby Allin released a tiny new promo he did, and it's fucking awesome. It's on Twitter. It's great. Go watch that.
I love that too.
Ah, I love Darby Allin so much. Hutch,
Me
it's your
too.
time, man. Go ahead and plug it.
Let's see. My Twitter is hold on.
Yeah, go look at it, dude.
Let me see. Now, y'all can follow me at Hutch IYH. Give me a follow. Let me know what you did. I'm up to 509 people now. So moving right along. And you know what we say here, regardless of what you cheer or what you boo, if it's WWE, AEW, New Japan, Ring of Honor, New Wave Pro, DCCW, it doesn't matter. We are wrestling, we are Legion, and everybody needs to hear these three words. We are one. Thank you very much for listening. Have a great weekend, should I say. Enjoy your Friday, your Saturday, and your Sunday. You know In Your House is going to be there for you next week and every week going forward, always and forever. Take care. Peace.
We are one. One of the great slogans from this show, from my man, the cornerstone of commentary, Mikey Hutch. And this was another great episode with the cornerstone of commentary and reporter Drake Kennedy. But guys, come on. That's what we do. We get out work. So let me let you guys know where you guys can listen to this at. You guys can listen to this at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Himalaya. Hey, you don't have an Apple device? That's alright. We're on Google Play. Anywhere that you guys are, we can get to you. Check us out. Guys, February 29th, it's going down. The Dynamic Duo Invitational Tournament for Upstart Pro in Indianapolis. Your boy will be on commentary getting that work. Moving forward, next on to March 7th at New Wave, it is Steel City Madness, and I'll be in the building within your house. You already know what it is. Guys, what are you doing? Buy a freaking shirt. It's www.prowrestlingtees.com/inyourhouse. Get this work. Get this shirt. And guys, we tell you this all the time. Hop on this bandwagon. Get on or get gone. Because the household, well, we going strong. You guys have a great day and a fantastic weekend. Peace.